I love that feeling of presence so much that I can stay for a while. I know, and can I tell you, 2 minutes totally present is a long time before your ego pulls you away and you start compulsively thinking.
Well, the monkey
and then,
mind is
that's
like a
right.
grasshopper just leaping around.
And then you bring it back
Like
to
a
presence, and then the thinking starts, and then you bring it back.
So that's called mindfulness. Like that's exercising the mindfulness muscle.
It
like
goes
lifting
on all day.
dumbbells, you go like this to strengthen your muscle.
Yes.
You don't just hold the dumbbell down there. So when the attention wanders, you bring it back
That's
with
right.
the leash of mindfulness, like a puppy wandering away from the pooping paper.
Right.
And the attention wanders like a puppy, and you bring it back to the pooping paper. We call this the monkey mind or the grasshopper mind. So everybody's naturally does that because we try to expand the child's horizons so they don't just know their family and their right, and expand their horizons. But also, where's the balancing point where we become scattered? So what's the middle way of attention training as well as broadening the horizons? And in the over-information era, right now, that's a big challenge to know everything and know so much and not understand anything. We have so much information and so little wisdom and knowledge or self-understanding. And blaming other people for how we feel and things like that. So much lack of self-understanding that we can gain from these contemplative arts and sciences. It's really an inner science, tried and true over millennia.
Is it possible to be continuously present? Are you, let me say this, we know that I'm not continually present. Hopefully someday, although I will say I think I am, it's just different depths of it because...
Well, that's a better answer. I want to agree with that.
I now always feel something. Even if I'm not aware of it, later in the day I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
Now I'm getting, and I'm not really qualified to talk about this. I'm only telling you what my own experience is.
You're bringing out the best in you, in us.
It was there. I wasn't thinking about it.
It's always there by whatever name.
So.
And there is here.
And there is here.
Which is why when you say, are you ever always present, is a little different than are you always conscious?
Right.
Because sometimes, I'm just going to speak personally, but also for everyone, sometimes I or one is conscious, semi-conscious, a little conscious, unconscious, asleep in there's 4 stages of sleep, which have different consciousness, in coma, and yet people come back from coma and there was some consciousness and they remember things they heard. So those are all different states of consciousness without even going into fantastic, evolved, higher states of consciousness or taking psychoactive drugs and having higher states, deeper, great states of consciousness. So we're always present, but how conscious we are varies. We're always present. Where else can we be? But still we don't necessarily know it.
But you don't know it.
The frogs in that pond and the birds are also always present, but somehow we don't attribute that much wisdom or like glory to them. Although, in fact, everything is equally glorious. Maybe everything is not equally wise. We could make these distinctions, but more important is glorious. Like everything, it's all God's creation. Every being is endowed with the luminous Buddha nature or the inner light. The Christos, not Catholic cross, but the inner light of divinity. So we try to emphasize that or see it, and I try to, practitioners like me, try to cultivate and inculcate those values in ourselves, and those who are interested naturally feel it or ask about it. So we don't missionaryize and proselytize, but people ask us about it. I mean, I've been doing this full time since 1971.